When you're new, always turn left out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So get clear, mindful of this tree here is the biggest hazard. Oftentimes what I do when I'm waiting for a cycle is I look as far down the hill as I can and look for stuff waving around. It's hard to see because there's no leaves yet, but you can see the cycle's tracking up, right? So it starts down the bottom, starts tracking up, hits like that little pine tree further down, shakes around, and then eventually hits the little wind talkers. And then you're like, start feeling it. I try to launch a couple seconds into the cycle so it like consolidates a little bit.
Yep.
And then launch, go left, make sure you steer obviously. And then I'll try to find it over these trees at first. If you hit a bunch of sink and it's not working, like Aaron, push straight out and go over this middle ridge. We call it ash drag. And then usually you can see where it's like tree, and there's like a little sparse section of trees.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there often, or even in that saddle on your way there, you might start getting some beeps. So like Shiloh's in it right there in that spot. Aaron's kind of in it just in that similar spot also.
Yeah.
So like just start working your way out. If you don't find it, just keep going all the way down the ridge towards the bunkhouse. And like that's your best option. It's the biggest kind of feature that we can access off of launch.
Gotcha.
And so that's obviously, you know, where you're gonna kind of follow that terrain down. If it's working, you'll eventually catch it. If it's not working, you just end up in dunce. The main thing, don't get low over here.
Yep.
Once you're high enough, we can drift over the top of this ridge a little bit, but you don't want to do that low. In the event that you kind of lose the lift. Well, if you lose the lift and it's a bunch of sink, there's not a ton of good landing options over there. So you want to be like, you know, careful drifting over the back at this kind of spot. But if you're high, then like that's where the best climb is going to be off of this feature usually. And so then the backside's the lee side heats up and you can safely access that lee side climb.
Okay.
I like to have you guys 500 feet at least, and you know, preferably even whatever, a little more. But that's just, you know, conservative climb.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of the, you know, quick
And then
skinny
it's
of
like
this.
Find height, push town to town.
Yeah, we need like $5,000 to start pushing across.
$5,000 above launch.
You'll just $5,000 total.
Okay.
Like, you know, we're at 4. If you get 1,000, then we can push across to the bald point behind the bunkhouse. It's called, they call it Little Bear now. It used to be called Independence.
Is that the one straight ahead?
Straight across the bald one. And then if we get that and your ridge high a little over that, you can go to the next furthest kind of peak that's treed. And then from there, there's 2 ridge lines that'll take you straight to the park. So if like you can make it over there high enough, you can just follow the terrain down and you'll make the park.
Is that where dog walk is? Just right over there?
On the other side of that, it's like kind of the other side of that valley, the next valley system over is dog walk.
Okay. So if you can make it to that second peak with the trees, you can make
You think
it
this is a decent check?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Alright, launching.
It's good. Pressure.
Nice launch.
Because he was moving.
Anybody know his name and first name?
That's Gage.
Gage. Good enough.
Yeah.
I'll give you a link to this later.
Jim did make it out though. Down at like the bottom of this thing.
Jim Swanson?
Someone's out there down by Kashmir.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, that's Aaron.
Yeah, there's Aaron down there in the blue wing.
All right. Where's next? Let's have everyone just start getting suited up. So one thing that happens out here in these eastern sites, probably isn't going to happen today, but you can have the sun angle starts coming up and then it starts heating up the backside and it'll actually start coming over the wrong direction for launching. And so like we are kind of late in the day. It'll beep eventually.
It will?
Yeah, just throw it in your pocket.
And
here,
how will I know when I'm at 5?
You won't.
Okay.
So we'll cue you if we get up that high.
There's another good cycle.
So I would put it just like in your side pocket also, in this side pocket of your harness.
Okay.
So it's like launch and just try and hang out, wait for the crew.
Man, are you using these? No. Take those out of that one, put them in here.
And you've done this
Nice.
before, so.
They'll just be on top.